Hi boys and girls, welcome to our daily class meeting. I'd like to start out with calendar, and I want to show you we have a new whiteboard that we can now use with our daily class meetings. The calendar that's on this whiteboard is actually a giant magnet, and it's a dry erase board as well, so I can write the days of the week on here. What I really like about this calendar though is that each day of the week is completely written out, so as we're going through calendar, similar to the one we have in our classroom, we can look at those. So today's day starts with the TH sound. So it's Thursday, April 9th, 2020. So if today's Thursday, yesterday would have been Wednesday, April 8th, 2020. So if today's Thursday, yesterday was Wednesday, tomorrow in the future will be Friday. And if today's the 9th, tomorrow will be the 10th. So it'll be Friday, April 10th, 2020. Now, since we know today is Thursday, April 9th, let's write that out. So we got April 9th, 2020. If we were to write that in numbers, April is the 4th month. Today is the 9th day. And we use the last two digits of the year, so it would be 20. So writing that as numbers would be 4-9-20. Excellent. All right, I do have a sock eraser, boys and girls, like we use in the classroom. So I'm going to clear that off because we're going to use that space in a minute or two to do some math problems. Let's take a peek at our clock for the day. Today and tomorrow will be the last 2 days that we actually use the clock to review some of the telling time activities we've done in school. Starting next week, I want to start to teach you how to tell time to the half hour. So quick review. This is called the clock face. That's correct. The longer hand on a clock is called the minute hand. And the shorter hand on the clock is called the hour hand, correct. So if the minute hand is on the 12, which is the top of the clock, it means we're starting a new hour. So we would look at the hour hand, it's on the 10, so we would read this as 10 o'clock because it's the beginning of a new hour. So now that you know that as a review, let's just go over a few times with you. What time does that clock say, boys and girls? 2 o'clock, that's correct. And what time does this clock say, boys and girls? 5 o'clock, excellent. And our last clock time for today, what time does that say, boys and girls? 8 o'clock, that's correct. Really good job. Boys and girls, hopefully you've had a chance to listen to some of our read-alouds that I've been doing with you, that I've been posting online. From the book, The Mouse and the Motorcycle. Tomorrow, or today, excuse me, we'll be reading chapter 5 later in a different video that you can listen to. All right, boys and girls, let's do a quick math problem on the board. So if I was going to be adding two numbers together, the answer we don't know, so we call that the mystery number, correct? There's a few different strategies we've been practicing. One would be to scoop the larger number and then count up the smaller number to get our answer. So we would scoop the 7, because the 7 is the larger number, and count up 4 times. Let's do that together. You can scoop with your hand or scoop with your head. I'm going to do both, okay? So I'm going to scoop the 7. 7. Now I'm going to count up 4 times. 8, 9, 10, 11. So our answer is 11. 7 plus 4 equals 11. So that's one strategy we use when adding two single-digit numbers together. Single-digit numbers meaning numbers between 0 and 9. 10 is a two-digit number, so we wouldn't necessarily use this strategy, but we could. So the other thing that we've practiced doing is drawing a picture. Drawing a picture gives us a visual representation. Personally, when I was a kid in first grade, I like to draw pictures of stuff because I was a visual learner. I like to draw it out and then look at it and find the answer. So let's practice that. So I'm going to draw 7. Now, one of the practices that we've done in class is when we're drawing 2 different numbers, we want to draw one as circles and one as X's. That way we can make sure I only have 7 of one number drawn and 4 of the other. So let's draw 7 circles to start with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I don't have 7, but I stopped to show you something. This is called a 5 group, and it's 5 of whatever we've drawn in a row. If we want to draw more than that, we want to draw 7, so we do want to draw more than that. We go to the next row down and keep going. So this would be 5, 6, 7. Now, since I only drew circles to represent this, I can see that there's 7 circles there. Now I want to draw the 4 to complete my drawing, so I can do 7 circles plus 4 X's. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So now if I look at my picture, I can see the 7 circles. I can see the 4 X's. Now, does anyone know why I put the last X over here? Do you remember what we do when we get 2 5 groups in a row like that? We call that, go ahead, yell it out if you know the answer, boys and girls. We call that a bundle. How many are in a bundle, boys and girls? 10 is correct. So 10, and now we're going to count from there. So we're going to 10, 11. So we used 2 different strategies, drawing a picture or scooping and counting, and we got the same answer. And that's something we've done a lot in math. So my goal, boys and girls, is to get each of you your own whiteboard, similar to this, your own markers, and your own erasable sock, so that you can practice some problems with me maybe as early as sometime next week. So the last thing I wanted to talk about is I assigned a book for you to listen to on Storyline Online. The name of the book was Chester's Way by Kevin Henkes. And we'll start out with our 5-finger retell. So our first thing we want to focus on is the characters. Who are the people or animals in the story? Well, we have Chester. Does anyone remember Chester's best friend's name? His name is Wilson. And then there was a girl who came in to the story at some point, and one of my students should know this very well because it's her name. The girl's name was Lily. And Lily, by the way, they called her Queen Lily, which is exactly what her mom and dad call her. So, hello, Lily. Hi, Ben. Hi, Jathan. I saw Jathan's mom yesterday at Jackson because I was passing out food there, and I saw her. I saw Bailey's mom. Hello, Bailey's mom. I'm trying to think if I saw anybody else. I keep running into people, so I just want to say hi to. I want to say hi to Grace and her sisters. I want to say hi to Gigi and her brother. I want to say hi to Caden. I want to say hi to Joe. I want to say hi to Carson and any of my other friends. I'll try to throw a few names out each day. I think about all of you guys often. Okay, back to our story. So we have Chester, we have Wilson, and we have Lily. Now there's some other characters in the story. Chester's mom and dad, but they're not main characters because they were only talked about once or twice in the story. We also have Wilson's mom and dad that were brought up. And then there was a boy that was introduced at the end of the story. His name was, does anybody remember? Victor is his name. So those were the characters. The setting is a very interesting one for this book because they are all over the place. They're at Chester's house. They're at Wilson's house. They're at Lily's house. They're at the park. I think they went to a beach at one point. They're at a baseball diamond. All of these settings take place in their neighborhood. So if you named a few of those settings and or just said their neighborhood, you would be correct because those are the places that are in this story. The last thing is the problem. So what is the problem of this story? Well, the problem is that Chester and Wilson are best friends and they do everything together. And then the new girl, Lily, moves in and she wants to be friends with them. And did they want to be friends with her at the beginning of the book? No, they didn't, right? But after she helped to stand up to those boys that were picking on Chester and Wilson, then they realized, hey, she's really cool. And did they become friends with her? They did, didn't they? So, and then at the end of the story, now this is another thing that you can do with reading, and this is something I do as an adult all the time, making predictions. So in this story, at the end, after the story was over, the two women who were reading the book closed the book and then they started talking about it. And one of the things that they did is made a prediction. And they said, the one woman said that her prediction was that Lily and Chester and Wilson will become friends with this boy Victor, just like Chester and Wilson became friends with Lily. So it was making predictions is kind of cool, because if you do it and then you read ahead, sometimes you'll do it during a story and you'll think, I'll bet this is what's going to happen next. And then you watch it to see, or in this case, read the book to see if that's actually going to happen. So making predictions is a really cool thing that really good readers do. So, boys and girls, I'm so happy that I talked to you. Oh, I forgot. What I really liked about Chester's Way is that the one woman knew sign language and you were able to see her talking in sign language. I'm going to show you two quick signs that I learned from watching her in the story. This is mother. Take your thumb and put it right on your chin. Mother. Mother. And then father, same thing. You take your thumb with your hand out and put it up on your forehead. Father. So everybody do that with me. Mother. Father. I just think it's really cool for kids to learn sign language. So that's why I always show you those. So I hope you guys are having a great day today. Be really good to mom and dad. And let's all, I have one more piece of homework for everybody. Let's see if we can all clean our rooms before tomorrow when we meet again. Okay? Have a great day. Bye.